Okay, welcome everyone to our webinar for today. I appreciate you joining us. And if you're watching on a replay, thank you too for watching. But right now this is a live event, and this is called Social Media Marketing Made Simple, or Social Media 101. How do you get started using social media? Why do you use it? What channels should you be using? And what do you say? My name is Ken Countess. I'll be your webinar facilitator. And here's my contact information. If you've provided all of the information that we asked for up front, you'll get a copy of this entire presentation. Everything that you see on screen, you'll get as a link in an email sometime either later in the day or early tomorrow. What you can see, and of course this is a social media webinar, we're pretty active on 7 different social media channels. We are most active on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can also check out our YouTube channel where we have several webinars that are archived as well as some other material. There's our email address and a URL to go to our website. I hope that you will follow us on as many social media channels as you use, and also go to our website and see what resources we have out there as well. I'm a Microsoft partner, a Google partner, and a Constant Contact Master certified partner. There are only about 40 of us in the world out of 10,000 people who may talk to you at some point about Constant Contact. There are only about 40 of us Master certified. I was number 7 to get that designation. And the significance of that is that it takes quite a bit of training and education and vetting to get that designation. So I'm quite honored to be able to talk to you as one of the Constant Contact Master Certified experts. If you haven't joined me for one of my live events before, either in a classroom or on the web, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my background. I spent 22 years at Motorola. I've also spent time at Marriott and at a company that was acquired by CVS called Caremark, and also worked for another company called Datamax O'Neill in the Orlando area. And we've been consulting now. We're in our 14th year, just about to enter our 15th year. And the logos you see on the screen right now are some of the larger organizations for whom we have done consulting work. But mostly, we're focused in on small to medium-sized businesses and nonprofits, just like yours. You know, I sat in a corner office. I had a staff of people reporting to me at the time, and it was great being a marketing VP. And if you needed something done, you could ask somebody to do it. But as a small business owner now, and as you have found no doubt, that most organizations don't have a fleet of people staffing up their marketing efforts, much less the other efforts. So you often wind up spending a lot more time than you may have ever expected in order to achieve your goals. And what the Countess Group does is serve as we'll call it a fractional marketing department, meaning if you need help in any area of marketing, the odds are pretty good we can help you with it. I mentioned again that we're Master Certified and Authorized Experts for Constant Contact. And when I say that if you need help with any aspect of marketing, on either a full-time basis or a part-time basis, here's what we mean. We can put together a complete strategic marketing and communications plan for you. We can handle your email marketing campaigns, social media marketing, which of course is the subject of today's webinar. We build really great websites. We do public relations. We do video marketing. Just about anything you might need in the realm of marketing, we can help you out with. If you stick around until the end of the webinar, I've got several offers available for you. They're available just for a limited time, and they're available at the end of this webinar. I wanted you to just recognize that while many of you I know are already customers of Constant Contact, who's in part presenting this webinar today, you're probably using it for newsletters and announcements. What you may not know is you can also use it to get feedback from your customers, offer up surveys, have offers and promotions available, and events and registrations. And if you've attended one of our events in the past couple of years, you probably received a survey from us over this past weekend. And if you haven't already filled it out, take 3 minutes. That's all it'll take, and that'll provide us with some really great feedback and give us the opportunity to deliver even more valuable webinars and seminars for you in the future. So why are we here today? Well, it's because you know that social media marketing is important to your business, but it also can be confusing and overwhelming, and there are a lot of social networks out there. And you might not consider yourself a marketing expert, but now you really have to know how to use all of these tools. And you might not be comfortable using social media. It all looks and feels so new, and guess what? We're all still figuring this out because social media marketing changes every day. I'll be talking about some of the very, very recent changes in a few minutes. So I want to just say to you, it's okay to be confused and overwhelmed. I'm here to help you. I want to share this slide with you. This shows you some very recent data on social media and how it drives traffic. Take a look at that green line going across the top of the screen. That is the amount of traffic that Facebook drives to the web. And as you can see, Facebook drives more web traffic than all other social media combined. And then that next line, the purple one going across around the 4% line, that's Pinterest. Pinterest drives more traffic to the web than all other social media combined, except, of course, with the exception of Facebook. And all the other social media, they do their part as well. I'm going to reveal some surprising facts to you, though, about what that social media traffic being driven to the web really is all about. So if you think you may be the only person who's confused about social media and what it can do for you, you really aren't the only one that needs help. I hear from people like you every day, small businesses and nonprofits who want to stand out from the pack and get more fans and followers and spread the word about what they do on social media. And recent surveys that we've done show that you're not alone in this at all. In fact, 54% of small businesses and 57% of nonprofits say, I need help with social media marketing. And you probably have some concerns about social marketing. Many small businesses and nonprofits think social media marketing looks interesting, but I'll never have millions of fans. Well, that's okay. Could you use another few hundred, few thousand? Probably yes. And using new inbound marketing tools sound great, but I don't even know what I would talk about on social media. That may resonate with some of you. Or paying close attention to what's being said on social media really sounds useful, but I'll never have a dedicated staff to do it right. Or I hear about these new networks every day, but I just don't have the time to stay current. Does that resonate with any of you? So why is social media so important for your business or nonprofit? Well, it's impacted businesses and nonprofits in a very big way. It's about how you're finding new customers or members and how you're staying top of mind for your current ones and making them loyal, repeat customers or donors or volunteers. Not very long ago, in 2008, we asked small businesses what kinds of tools they were using for marketing, and only 10% were using social media marketing at that time. And 5 years later, in 2013, that had gone up to nearly 90%. Why do you think that is? It's because social media works. Where small businesses and nonprofits we don't have the time to do things that don't work. So this is quite a statistic, and it shows just how integral social media has become as a marketing tool for all organizations. And the really good news is that you can do this, because what you do have is powerful. You can successfully market your business or association because you have loyal, happy customers or supporters if you're a nonprofit. Undoubtedly, you provide an excellent customer experience, and you really do have interesting and important things to say. So here's what we're going to cover over about the next half hour. Why should you use social media? What are the top 5 social networks you need to be paying attention to? What do you say? And how do you get started today? So I want to start out by helping you or others in your organization understand why a small business or nonprofit should be using social media. Well, this usually is not a good reason for doing something because everyone else is, but in this case, your colleagues and competitors are marketing with social media. 93% of nonprofits are using social media. 87% of B2B, business to business, are marketing with social media. And just about the same number of B2C, business to consumer, are using social media. And that means that if you're not doing some kind of social media marketing for your organization, you are not in the places where your customers and supporters are looking for information. And the people who are doing it, your competitors, have a big advantage because they are reaching more people with their message. The social media impact on your business or organization is huge. It drives people to your door. It influences purchasing. Nearly 3/4 of shoppers rely on social networks to guide their purchase decisions. Think about the last time you wanted to go to a restaurant. You may have looked on social media to see what your friends and colleagues and family thought of the restaurants they went to recently. Or maybe you looked on Yelp or maybe TripAdvisor. Social media has made it easier for people to buy from you too. 2 out of 10 Facebook users have made a purchase by clicking on ads or comments. They tell your friends about you. 55% of people share information about their purchases on social media. And it influences people's connections to nonprofits. 68% of people, more than 2/3, will go online and learn more about the charities and causes that their friends support when their friends post about it on social media. People are much more likely to purchase a product based on social media referrals. Every day, people are going online to review or recommend the businesses and nonprofits that they support. And people in their networks trust those referrals because they know the people who write them. Or if they don't, they trust unbiased reviews from people who are just like them. And this influence happens on social media because of audience engagement. We used to tell people things over the backyard fence, and that was very much a one-to-one piece of conversation. Now we tell everyone. We tell our family, our friends, our colleagues, our clients, even our best friends forever, our BFFs, through social media channels. And it's less about spending all your time and money and energy finding new customers, and much more about fully engaging your existing happy customers and making it easy for them to tell others. The changes have leveled the playing field for smaller organizations like yours and mine to compete with the big boys. The point I'm making here is that social media is the new word of mouth. Social media helps to kickstart that word-of-mouth marketing. Because your messages have the chance to be amplified and shared, social media marketing will bring you new customers and donors and supporters and volunteers if you're a nonprofit, repeat business from your current customers, and referrals from your happy customers. So is this starting to make sense why social media is important? It's a part of your entire business. Social media, the social visibility that it gives you, and how your business and customers engage with each other make up what we call the engagement marketing cycle. So let's look at the engagement marketing cycle and talk about how social media and engagement work together in the day-to-day life of your business. We've been talking about who's using social media and how it drives behavior. But now let's think about the experience you provide through your interactions with customers or supporters and where social media fits in. If you want social media to work for you, then you have to create a wow experience. And think about all the ways you interact with your customers or supporters. What's something you can do for them that's valuable? And it doesn't have to be anything huge and expensive. A wow experience could be something small and meaningful, like, for example, the way you process a credit card could be normal, but the way you wrap the purchase could be the wow. Another very simple way to rise above the ordinary could be in the way you greet them at the door. If you work with other businesses, consider how you present proposals or project updates. Are you thinking about the perception of you as a professional that you leave when you invest the time and care into the report's presentation? And if you're a nonprofit, the wow could be the way you show supporters how you carry out your mission by using photos to illustrate that story. Again, you don't have to go to the extremes or way over the top. You do, however, need to help your business think about the spots where you're going to do something that really creates a connection. That's what it's about, creating a connection. What those connections do is open a window of opportunity, an opportunity to ask them to stay connected with you, which brings me to the next step in the cycle. The reason you want to create a wow opportunity is to get their attention, create a connection, and ask them to stay in touch with you. And then leverage that wow moment. Ask them to connect with you, like on Facebook, with content and other items of value to them. And then engage with them online. As they interact with you, social media allows that engagement to be visible online. It's seen by their networks, and that helps to introduce you to a whole new group of people who will become your next customers or supporters. And that's called social visibility, and really shows the power of social media. What I want you to take away from this, the engagement marketing cycle, is that social visibility, enhanced by technology, enables you to connect with your customers, get leads or grow supporters, create that wow experience, make the connection, encourage your customers or supporters to continue that experience with you by following you on social media, and then keep that cycle going. And now that I've laid out why you should be considering social media as part of your marketing mix, let's jump into a reveal of the top 5 social networks. What I'm talking about collectively here, I'll refer to as the top 5 social networks. And there's a pretty good chance that you're using or considering using at least one of these. I'm going to walk through each one of them and talk about what each network is good for, who's using it, and so on. Now, it's not going to be an in-depth analysis of each channel or a thorough how-to for each. What I want to do is familiarize you with these top 5 channels so you've got some more insight as you either confirm your decision to focus on one or as you weigh the decision on where to start. We do special seminars and webinars on each one of these individually. You can check our event calendar for the next class in your area or online. Also, one note, I haven't listed these in a particular order of importance: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+. I recognize that one organization may have more of a reason to use and focus on Facebook or Pinterest, for example, while another might exclusively use LinkedIn. So let's get started with the big one, Facebook. It's the most popular of the networks with well over 1 billion users. And it spans all age groups, classes, and geographies. And it's the place where people go to find out what their friends and family are doing. And it's a primary source of news and information for many. But Facebook is also where people look for interesting and useful content. So what do people share on Facebook? Well, just about everything. They look for interesting and useful content. It's as simple as a status update with a sentence or two. But many people and businesses also share multimedia, photos and videos and links to helpful information from their blog or from other blogs or websites. Facebook is the best place to go if you want to share engaging content that your Facebook fans interact with and respond to. And it's the best of the social networks to use if you want to reach a large audience because of its population. So who uses it? Just about all types of businesses. Business to consumer, business to business, they all use Facebook, and so do nonprofits. Next, LinkedIn, which has 300 million users. Its primary audience is much more of a business orientation. It started as a network where people could post their resumes and search for jobs, and you could still do that. But it's become a great source of industry news. Your business or nonprofit can create a LinkedIn page, share news about your organization or other happenings in your industry, or blog posts, or talk about product information. Share testimonials from satisfied customers. It's best for demonstrating your thought leadership, and it's used by business to business primarily, but B2C and nonprofits do use it in their marketing as well. Twitter. It's an unfiltered feed of real-time updates and conversations. With about 300 million users, a majority of them are young adults, late teens through 40s, but you'll find a bit of everyone on Twitter. In fact, Twitter's fastest growing age demographic is 55 to 64-year-olds, registering an increase in active users of nearly 80%. People join Twitter to find out the latest news and information, posts from brands and businesses, and to discover trends. You might know that Twitter has a 140-character limit. That's all you're allowed to use in a Twitter post. That's also known as a tweet. If you do use Twitter, I recommend that you limit your tweets to 120 characters, because as people find your content valuable and they retweet it, their handle is included in the retweet, which could take up another 15 characters. So rather than have your post truncated, keep the length of the tweet to 120 characters or less. What do people share on Twitter? Links to news and tips, just plain text updates or comments, links to information like blog posts or multimedia, photos and videos they've created. Twitter is another great place to develop thought leadership. You can gain a following by sharing value, your original content, and helpful content from others. Twitter's become a very popular tool for B2C and nonprofits, but some B2Bs are starting to explore it too. So Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, those are the more established social media networks. They've been around for a while. Twitter is 8 years old. LinkedIn is 11 years old. Facebook is 10 years old. So while they've been around for a while, And even though you may not have used them, you've probably heard of them. So now let's take a look at the two newer kids on the block, Pinterest and Google. Pinterest, which has about 70 million users, is a social channel that relies heavily on visuals. Pinterest users create boards. Think of bulletin boards. And they pin images of things they like on them. And those images can link to anything, a recipe, a how-to video, or a product you can purchase online, and they can take many forms of multimedia. Women make up the majority of Pinterest users. It's a great tool for foodies to find recipes, and crafters to organize and display projects, or provide links to their products on Etsy, an online marketplace. Pinterest users pin photos, videos, graphics of the things they're interested in, not just products, but also tips and useful information. And Pinterest is a great way for you to share products, how-to information or tips, and digital assets like ebooks. Link those images to your website. Make it easy for people to buy from you as soon as they see something they like on Pinterest. A lot of people are now using Pinterest as a way to discover or research things they want to buy. 21% of Pinterest users have purchased something they saw on Pinterest. There are a lot of B2C organizations using it, and Pinterest has become a great way to promote products. But anyone can use Pinterest if they have great visual content they want to share. Google+. This is probably one of the largest social media channels, yet most people don't even know it exists. It's got over 500 million users. Most of them are men, and its two biggest user groups are college students and software developers. But its audience is growing to include other groups as well. It's similar to Facebook in that you can share text updates, multimedia, and links to your content or content created by others. And that's what users are looking for on Google+. The best reason to think about using Google+ is the fact that Google loves Google. Having a page on Google+ gives you a leg up on your competitors who aren't there. When someone searches on Google, it's going to look at its own resources first. So having a presence on Google+ can help you get to the top of a Google search. So take that thought leadership, your original content, and make sure to share it through Google+ to establish yourself as an expert. Now, businesses are still figuring out how to leverage Google+. There's not a dominant area yet. B2B and B2C and nonprofits have all jumped in. If you're looking for even more information on these networks, we'll cover that in another session. That's called Your Social Now What? Social Media 102, making social media work for you. You can look up when we'll be conducting that class or webinar next by going to our calendar, and I'll show you a link on how to get there in a little while. So to recap, here's a chart of the social networks that we just talked about. And again, it's a brief overview. You'll get this chart when you receive today's worksheet and slides. Later on, sit down with this chart and think about where you think your business or nonprofit could start on social media. So let's start with Facebook, the most popular of the social networks. With over 1 billion users and many small businesses and nonprofits already using it, here are some tips on how to use it in your marketing. Fortunately, there's a great rule of thumb that will help you come up with the right things to talk about on social media. And this primarily applies to Facebook, but it applies to all social as well. About half of the content you post should be aimed at getting likes and shares and comments. That means that it needs to be entertaining and invite conversation. Asking questions, asking for opinions, using images and video, as well as being timely. For example, is there an event or a holiday coming up? About 30% of your content should be useful or informative. Provide information about your industry that your customers will find interesting. Become known as a source of important information and tips, whether that content is from your own blog or from other blogs you trust. And if you do that stuff correctly, then you've earned the right for 20% of your content to be direct calls to action for your business. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be buy now. I want to show you some examples of how Constant Contact has used the 50-30-20 rule. And by the way, just to keep it simple, all of the examples I'll be showing you today are from Facebook. So again, about half the content you post should be aimed at getting likes and shares and comments. And this means it needs to be entertaining and invite conversation, asking questions, asking for opinions, using images and video, as well as being timely. For example, is there an event or a holiday coming up? These are just some of the things, some examples of what you can use. Now, 30% of your content should be useful, informative. Provide information about your industry that your customers will find interesting. Become known as a source of important information and tips, whether that content is from your own blog or from other blogs that you trust. And then if you've done that other stuff correctly, you've earned the right for 20% of your content to be direct calls to action for your business. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to be buy now. But if you're completely stumped about what to say on social media in general, or if you have a day or a week where there's not a lot going on, these questions can help you come up with some ideas. What's new at your business or organization? Do you have a new product or service? Maybe a new employee? Just think about what's different that your audience might be interested in. Think about some of those posts that I just presented. Some of them were announcing changes to products that were suggested by customers. And then think about your own success stories. Did you get an email, a great email, or a review from someone who was thrilled about how you helped them? Well, share it. Or bring them in and have them do a video testimonial about you. You can regularly post customer stories on your blog where they talk about how they used online marketing to solve a problem or achieve a goal. Or maybe you've been hearing the same questions over and over again lately. Is there a topic that people are bringing up a lot? What are the chances, or the chances are, that people you haven't even heard from have the same question or topic on their minds? So be proactive. Answer questions with a brief explanation on Facebook or with a video and say, we've been getting this question lately and you might have the same issue. So here are some tips to help. So think about the Facebook posts I shared about Facebook's newsfeed algorithm. People were asking about that pretty recently, so we created those tips. So how does this really work for a small organization? How can you create simple content that's effective and keeps fans engaged? Well, let's take a look at one of my favorites. This one is Donna's Gourmet Cookies. And during the holidays, they presented and posted a picture of some of the new cookies that they were making. So notice the comment posted along with the picture. It simply says, yep, we have them. No complex marketing message, no convoluted marketing speak here, just a simple statement. And now look at the engagement that took place. 10 people liked the post. 1 person shared the picture. These were people choosing to like the image, and one even deciding that she wanted to share it with her network. Now let's follow the person who shared this content. Here's the post as it showed up on one person's Facebook feed. This is a fan who shared the picture with her network, adding her own endorsement of Donna's and her cookies. And it got results. 5 more people liked the post picture. 4 people wrote comments, including this one, where a friend of the fan who shared wants to know where Donna's is located so that she can go buy some cookies. And this is someone who didn't know about Donna's cookies. She didn't know they made cookies she liked. And now, thanks to the engagement between Donna's and its customers, the social visibility of that Facebook post that was shared is going to go there and become a customer herself. Remember the engagement marketing cycle and how you can engage your customers to gain word of mouth. That's the power of engagement, and that's what happens when it leads to social visibility. So whether you're trying to think about building new content, I want to do this exercise that will help you with your creation process. And I'll pause here to walk you through it. Think about the 50-30-20 rule. What's something you could post for your small business or nonprofit that will get you likes or shares or comments? Is it a fill-in-the-blank post? It could be about your industry. Remember the one that Constant Contact did, I'm thankful for blank as a small business owner. You could write about something that you could share with your followers that's useful or informative. I had an example that was a statistic that 5.5 billion was spent by shoppers at small businesses on Small Business Saturday. So find interesting facts or statistics about your organization or your industry. And if you're a nonprofit, think locally. How many hours have people volunteered this month? And finally, think about something you can post that's directly about your business. Do you have a new product? Are you holding an event? What's new and different today? What's something important that's coming up? Tell your followers they're the first to know. And now that I've shared with you why social media is important and how it's driving decisions, and I've given you an introduction to the big 5 social networks and how to think about what to say, it's time to get started. And if you're just getting started, I'd recommend you start with Facebook because it's the most popular of the social media networks. That's where people are. So if your audience is already there, it's easy to get started. And here are 3 easy tips. If you're already on Facebook, you may want to be sure that you've completed all the best practices from these tips. So check your page later on. And if you've already done all these things, you can move on to applying them to the other social networks you've been using. First, create your Facebook page. There are 2 different accounts that you can create on Facebook. So I want to talk about them, what the differences are, and what you should do. You can create a business page for your business, or you can create a personal profile. It's really important to start with a Facebook business page and not a personal profile because they have different features. A Facebook business page is set up to promote your business. It has places for your information, a map, a link to your website, and the ability to add things like a menu if you're a restaurant. The business page also comes with statistics. Facebook calls these insights that show you how your posts did, how many fans you're growing, when you're getting the most activity on your posts is, what the gender mix is, where they're located, and so on. The personal profile doesn't have those settings. So if you've already started a Facebook account for your business or organization and you're not sure what you have, take a look. If you have friends, you've started a personal profile. If you have likes, you've created a business page. And now that you know which one is which, start your page, fill out all the information for your business, all the information. Be sure you add your logo, add a cover photo. A lot of organizations make the mistake of not filling out all their information and adding photos. You really need to use this Facebook page to build your brand. And once you're out there, now that you're official and your page has all the information and photos, it's time to tell everyone about your page. Use email marketing. Put signs up in your physical location. Make sure you have a link to your Facebook page on your website. And don't forget to tell people at your events. Include it in your event communications. Hey, be sure you follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/the Countess Group. Put it on your business cards too. And now that you've told people about your page, start posting. And remember that 50-30-20 rule. And if you're not sure what to write, use those 3 questions. What's new at your business or organization? What did you do recently to help someone achieve success? What advice have people been asking you for lately? Or just come right out and ask your audience, what do you want to hear about us on Facebook? People do business with other people. We all know this. So leverage that fact that you're a person and that you'll see higher response from your engagement activities. Write in conversational copy. And that means write the way you speak. And include photos of yourself, your pets, people, your staff, clients, and customers. Do that only if you have their permission. And once in a while, pull back the curtain and share something more personal. Not overly personal, just personal enough to give a sense of who you really are. Maybe your staff plans to run in a 5K for a cause that matters to you. Post why it matters to you. But do this only if it is genuine and authentic. But I will tell you it does work. You don't want to overuse it, but if there's something you're comfortable sharing, every once in a while, pull back the curtain and share. The next thing you want to do is think about planning out your posts. You could take a look at a week at a time or a channel at a time. Now let's try it with Facebook. Here's a format that will help you plan out your week of social media. And you may want to fill something like this out later, but I want to take a moment to walk you through the steps. To get started, look at the content ideas that you may have written down and think about questions you could ask, using examples of content I presented earlier. And then think about the week ahead. Take a look at Motivation Monday. Maybe it's Trivia Tuesday. Maybe it's a Wacky Wednesday or Fill in the Blank Wednesday. And how about Thursday? Thursdays on Facebook now are Throwback Thursday. Or maybe you want to give a hint on a sale coming up this weekend. And on Friday, make it fun. Maybe invite people to have a glass of wine and celebrate. You'll get a copy of this blank page when you receive a copy of our presentation later. Here's a bonus. Here's one best practice, and that's to use marketing automation tools. One of our favorites is Hootsuite. What Hootsuite allows you to do is schedule up to a year's worth of posts in advance on as many as 50 different social media channels simultaneously. You can post it up to 5 channels in advance with the free version of Hootsuite, and the pro version that I use only costs $9.99 a month. And here's another very important note about social media. Email is part of social media. And look at this statistic. 77% more than 3/4 of consumers, and you and I are all consumers. We prefer to be marketed to through email marketing. This is part of a survey that was done by a company called ExactTarget. The reason for this is that we control our inbox. If I post an email and a post on social media simultaneously at 9 o'clock in the morning, and you then run off to the office and you don't have time to look at your social media feed, you may very well miss that post that I put out there when you check your feed at the end of the day. It'll be off the page, but the email I sent you is still in your inbox. So that, again, you have control over your inbox. Now, here's what a recent article in Forbes magazine said. It said that customer acquisition through email has more than quadrupled in the last 4 years. More than quadrupled. And this is when we hear every day about Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and so on. The latest data says that email marketing generates 40 times more revenue than Facebook and Twitter. You need to use both. Email is the thing that people respond to. That's what they make purchases from. Facebook and Twitter, at least today, are the tools that are generating increased visibility, but that's not where people shop. Customers who come to businesses through email, by the way, tend to shop more and spend more. Now take a look at this statistic. Email marketing has a return on investment of 43-1. This study has been done by numerous organizations, and the data is clear that for a minimal amount of investment, you get a huge return. One of my clients has a 250-1 return on her email marketing. She's in the promotional specialties business, and she spends about $150 a month. Her list is very, very big. It's about 12,000 people. But her email marketing campaign in a 6-month period generated $250,000. That's pretty impressive. If you're not yet using this tool, it only starts at $20 per month. It's a great way to get started. So another way of saying this 43-1 is that if you were to spend $100, if you were just doing an average job, you could expect to get $4,300 in revenue. So that begs a pretty simple question. Would you invest $20 a month in your business to grow your business or nonprofit with a 43-1 return on investment? I think the answer is pretty clear. I think the answer is yes. And the good news is this is pretty simple. You can do this. Sometimes it feels like doing something new is like drinking the ocean. And the thing about social media is it's very tempting to try to do all of it, be on all social channels at once. You don't need to. Get started simply. Use one channel. We provide a free 30-minute consultation. If you need help figuring out what to do, schedule some time with us. In the email you receive from us thanking you for attending this session, you'll get a link that will allow you to schedule time, again, a free 30-minute consultation. I'd recommend you at least start with a free trial of Constant Contact. Use that URL that you see on screen. It's trythetoolkit.com. That will tie you to us. And this way you'll automatically become a member of our VIP Partner Club. And as I mentioned earlier, we provide free help to our VIPs. And there's lots of other expert help available. Here are some of the places to find it. If you're ready to get started, it's $20 a month to start. If your email list is 500 email addresses or less, there are no contracts. There's a 30-day free money-back guarantee. You would go to this URL, toolkit.today. It's not toolkit.today.com, just toolkit.today. And that will give you a connection again. You'll become a member of our free VIP Partner Club. We'll also create a free reusable email template that matches the look of your website for new paid subscriptions. And what that looks like is right here. On the left-hand side is a sample of a web page, and on the right side is a replication of that web page in an email using the same logo, your links as they appear at the top of your page, the same color palette, and we'll do this for you free if you sign up today for a paid subscription. And at $20, you could have this made for you. At the end of the 30 days, you may say, you know, this really didn't work for me. But what you'll have is that free template. So I'd recommend that you try it. Go ahead and sign up. Again, it's toolkit.today. We also offer a free hour of help. And if you subscribe today, we'll give you half off your first month. After you've been a subscriber for over a month, we'll send you a check for half off. So you could start for $10 a month and get a free template that matches your website. That's pretty awesome. And we'll also give you an hour of free coaching to get your first newsletter out. We'll help you upload your email list if you're not sure how to do it. Again, the URL is toolkit.today. So we're making it a pretty easy decision for you. Free help, no contracts, no risk, money-back guarantee. It makes it pretty simple. I hope for those of you who are already using Constant Contact, you'll become one of our VIPs. Send an email to that address you see, kc@thecountessgroup.com. And that will give us insight. Just tell us you're interested, and we'll send you a quick email back that you'll just fill out 2 pieces in that email in the reply, and you'll be able to join the club. Again, there are over 1,300 businesses and nonprofits that are members. And you'll also get that free 30-minute marketing consultation just for joining. So my question to you then is, what are you waiting for? You've taken the first step by starting today and attending the webinar, and I hope that you'll join us for any of our other live classes on site. We do them all over Florida, and we do quite a few webinars. We have another one coming up toward the end of this month. You can join our list and get a free marketing newsletter. We don't try to sell anything in the newsletter. You can find out where our next webinars are by going to this URL, bit.ly/marketingclasses. You can also find them at bit.ly/2015seminars. So I hope you've enjoyed this webinar. Again, to summarize, you can go to trythetoolkit.com. You can go to the URL that you see on screen, sign up for any or all of our next classes. So to summarize, why use some social media? What are those top 5 social networks? I encourage you to just go do it. Give it a shot. And then join us for our upcoming webinars. And some final points. There's plenty of free help available, classes and webinars. Go to the Constant Contact blog. go to our website. We have several websites out there. Here are two of them. We offer our clients and our VIPs a lot of free help. And people ask me often, why do you give so much free help? And the answer is that if you have a great experience with us, we know that you'll recommend us to other people you know, and maybe even engage us for a project or two. If you need a speaker for an upcoming event, we offer presentations free of charge. Just send me an email and we'll send you a catalog of 23 different seminars that we do. I'm sure there's one there that you'll find beneficial for your Rotary Club, your company, your trade association. Maybe you're putting on a trade show and you need speakers either on a keynote basis or for breakout sessions. We're available to do those for you as well. So here's our contact information again. I hope that you'll follow us on social media. I hope you'll stay in touch with us via email. Visit our website. Give us a call. We'd love to be able to help you. So we've got some time for questions. So if you would, use the Ask a Question button. Again, that's in the upper left-hand corner of your screen to the right of the meeting burner button. It's the white Ask a Question button. Go ahead and submit your questions and comments. If you're watching this on a replay, just shoot an email to us, info@thecountessgroup.com. And I'll stand by for questions. And I want to thank you all for joining me today and hope you'll join me again on a future event.